This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, run them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineup, and see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. In Saturday's Xfinity race, it was Ty Gibbs coming to the line first, adding to his win total. Sheldon Creed, Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, and Landon Castle making up the top 5. Not a bunch of surprises, although Daniel Hemrick and AJ Allmendinger lacking some speed. Fred Moffitt, Brandon Brown outside of the top 20, and Chandler Smith in the 26 car among 5 drivers that did not finish the race. And now we head into the Cup event. Chris Buescher with his first Cup pole. He's going to start from the inside, row 1 at Dover. Denny Hamlin to his outside. Green flag out here in Delaware. Buescher got the good jump. Denny Hamlin struggling to stay in it. He is on the high side of 3 wide as Buescher's going to come around and lead lap 1. A little bit of contact there for the 11 car on the outside wall. Larson does the best at this racetrack. A 7th place average finish. 3 spots ahead of the next person down, Cole Custer. 1 victory here at this racetrack, the fall race in 2019. Martin Truex Jr. has won here 3 times along with Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch, and at the moment trying to work his way up the field, currently in the 7th position, challenging Austin Cindric for position. Still seeking out his first victory of the season. Onboard Joey Logano as he looked forward at Kyle Busch, 13 top 5s at this racetrack. And as we mentioned, 3 victories at this track. However, the last one came in 2017, so a little bit of a winless streak here. Kevin Harvick, who's had a winless streak overall, has 22 top 10s at this racetrack. He currently runs up at the front. He has found his way past Alex Bowman and Ross Chastain, who are still right behind him, but it looks like those 3 have made a little bit of a breakaway away from Martin Truex Jr. and the rest of the field. Denny Hamlin has been in a little bit of hot water this week. He still went out and got an outside pole position. 611 laps led here. Puts him 5th on the board among those entered in today's race. As green flag pit stops are starting, a little bit of contact there between Kurt Busch and Tyler Reddick going into turn 3. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. smashes right into the back end of the 45, and some more cars going to get collected. Daniel Suarez looking for a place to go, and the leader, Kevin Harvick, is involved. And he comes back down the racetrack, that high banking, and collects a few more. Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, a lot of cars involved in this one. A few drivers are going to drop out. Some will stay in the race, but big disaster for Harvick, who is now out after leading the race. And the driver who won last week's race at Talladega, the 2nd of his career, Ross Chastain, up at the front with the lead. We got more trouble going down to turn 1. Looks like Austin Dillon's going to turn Todd Gilliland. He's going to come back down the racetrack and get hit by William Byron, Harrison Burton, and several others. Seeing Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell, Corey LaJoie involved in that one. Several drivers plow into that accident, and a few more are going to drop out in Stage 1. Alex Bowman's going to challenge Ross Chastain for the lead. He's the most recent winner at this racetrack, and now he's got the lead. And some more issues, this time off of turn 4. AJ Allmendinger slaps the wall. He's going to get contact with Ryan Preece and slide down to the inside. You see a few drivers had gone down the pit lane. Looks like that was Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney. Now we head into the end of Stage 1, and it is Alex Bowman who grabs the stage win after the restart. Martin Truex Jr., Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski making up the top 5. We head to a restart once again. Bowman not able to get up to speed as Martin Truex Jr. pulls away. Chase Elliott currently leading the point standings, but still looking for a victory on the season. He's up in the 2nd position as of now, trying to track down Martin Truex Jr., who now has nearly a 2-second advantage on them. Chris Buescher has not had some success after falling out of the lead from that pole-sitting spot. He's outside the top 10 at the moment, but still in contention for a top 10. Looks like we've got some green flag pit stops. These are scheduled. Christopher Bell coming down. He's one of those right on the bubble of the playoffs. He's looking for some good finishes. Same here with Tyler Reddick. Both are outside the top 10 at the moment, and he is going to make his pit stop. Looks like Martin Truex Jr. is going to pit just a little bit earlier than Alex Bowman is. He'll come down and get his service. And as we watch the 48 pulling off of pit lane, you can see 19 car going right by. Early pit stop, at least by a lap, is going to give the 19 an advantage on tires. Ryan Blaney is second in the points. He is also lacking a victory, but not having quite the run that Chase Elliott is. Elliott's still up there in the third spot, and Blaney far behind. Obviously saw him making an unscheduled pit stop. Martin Truex Jr. is going to win the second stage, followed by Bowman, Elliott, Chastain, and Kyle Busch. Chris Buescher has worked his way back into the top 10, along with his teammate Brad Keselowski. Cole Custer will get the final spot in the stage. On the restart, it's Bowman trying to battle Truex, seeing if he can utilize that outside line, and it just doesn't look like it's going to work. Truex will get back out in front. Looking at Brad Keselowski now, who has won here before, but it was all the way back in his championship season in 2012. Obviously, down in the points, 29th after that penalty from Atlanta, seeing if he can work his way back up. He's going to have a hard battle going into these next few months. Erik Jones is just outside the playoff picture. Also just outside of a top 10 spot at the moment. Trying to see if he can find some speed to challenge with Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick for that final playoff spot that doesn't go to a winner. Bowman got out to a nice lead over Elliott and Truex. He's going to come down early. Try to see if he can get that advantage to stretch a little further. Austin Dillon having some problems in the middle of the racetrack. He's going to come to a stop in turn 4, and that is going to bring out the caution. And that is detrimental to the 48 car. He was the only one of those leaders that pitted. And now Truex Jr. has this one in the bag at the moment. He's got a wide gap over Alex Bowman, as he just needs to get this one to go all the way on green. Oh, but it looks like that's not going to happen. BJ McLeod goes around off the front end of the 9 car. So the 78 backs into the wall. We have a restart. And now the 19 car is slowing on the restart. He is coming down the pit lane. I am not sure what the problem is, but the 19 has pulled it on the pit lane, and this is going to hand it right back over to Alex Bowman. Now the 48 is out in front, and just nothing to challenge him. There's been a wide disparity in the speeds today, but give props to Alex Bowman. In the last 5 races, he's finished top 5 in 4 of those. And he's the most recent winner at this racetrack. Grabbing the victory in 2021, he's going to do it again in 2022. Alex Bowman wins at Dover. Victory number 2 on the season for Alex Bowman, as he's victorious here at the Monster Mile. Bowman out in front, Chastain second, a great run coming off that victory at Talladega. Truex Jr. will slip to 3rd after his unscheduled pit stop. Elliott 4th and Keselowski 5th. The pole sitter Chris Buescher grabs an 8th place finish, and Justin Haley a nice top 10 for him. Haven't really talked about him all day. Cole Custer will slip just outside the top 10, and as we mentioned, Erik Jones battled there for a 12th place finish, which is better than Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick by just a few positions. Ryan Preece had a nice run in the 15 car. He'll finish top 20. Of course, there were several drivers that dropped out of the race, as we'll see right here. And Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe fell multiple laps down with some issues on their race cars. Austin Dillon dropped out late. Then we had the accident in turn 2 that took out Bubba Wallace, Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton. And then, of course, Kevin Harvick wrecking from the lead. Joey Logano also involved in that one. Pretty heartbreaking for a lot of those drivers. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.